Welcome to Build Zambia 2064 podcast. As always, we're excited to have you. And it's always interesting the topics that we come up with, and you'll be intrigued to join us every week as we give you, jolts and bits and pieces of truths that you need to know for your personal development as well as the country's development. As always, I'm with my colleague Joseph Mshalika, the doc himself. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, and I believe that Zambia is moving forward.
Yes, Zambia is moving forward. There's a lot of feedback on our podcasts, and the people are saying we need more of this.
Yeah.
And quite a number of issues have been raised, concerns, point of clarifications and arguments. But you see, we allow all these things because they make us grow.
Yeah.
And then we give our sensitive backgrounds to what we talk about in terms of our points. But now, today we're talking about potential. There's a word. This word has been abused for a long time.
Yeah.
It's a word that I've heard, especially in the motivation world. I've heard it in politics as well. Like Zambia has got potential, and you have people who've been told, no, you have potential. And I remember actually resigning from a certain company because the Mzungu told me I had potential. So I told him, if I have potential to make you money, so why can't I make myself money? And that's how I left. But now, what, probably from definition, help us understand what potential is. And thereafter, we pick it up from there.
Well, thank you very much. And I'm happy that you're bringing a different topic because in reality, we've been talking generally about the nation.
Yeah.
Now, bringing in the issue of potential, we will be addressing individual citizens.
Okay.
And we'll also be addressing the potential, like you say, that this country has,
Yes.
and whether it is good enough to be at potential form. Yeah. Now, I always love to simplify things. Like you've rightly put it, potential sounds to be a very good word. Sounds to be a very good word because someone is told, you have potential to be a millionaire. And you give it a very broad smile and walk away, feeling good. Makes you feel good. Now, you have asked me for a definition. I'll go to the scientific definition of the word potential.
Potential, yeah.
First of all, when you go to science, everything is energy.
Okay.
Everything is energy. And so energy is classified into two broad categories. Potential energy and kinetic energy. Now, when you talk about potential energy, you are simply talking about stored energy.
Okay.
Or in other words, energy not in use. So the energy is there, but in the state that it is not in use. For example, in this room where we are seated, the roof above our heads is carrying a lot of energy.
Okay.
But where it is seated there is very innocent. But let something unfortunate happen. Let these things that are up here fall. Then you are going to feel the actual weight of what they are carrying. Okay. You are going to feel the actual weight of what they are carrying. So scientifically, when you talk about potential energy, you are talking about stored energy. Energy in form of something not in use. So I can move it a bit further and say, when you are talking about energy that is stored, you are actually saying energy not in use. Okay? And if I were to talk about the potential of a human being, if someone comes to you and says, you have a potential to be a good writer, what they're simply saying is that we see a good writer if you were to put into use that capacity.
Okay.
Meaning you are currently useless as a writer, but you can be useful.
So, potential, simply put, means that you could be better if you used or if you realized what you have.
Potential means innate.
Innate. So meaning, has it got anything to do with the past?
You mean, does it have anything to do with the past? The sustenance of potential has to do with the past. Look, I'll give you. Let me begin from the biblical perspective. Sometimes I love to delve into that.
No, that's where the basis is.
Do you realize that God put potential on earth? Before there was a human being on earth, the world was potentially rich. Okay. The world was potentially rich. It had water, it had land, it had vegetation, it had animals, it had minerals, it had everything that you can talk about. But it was potentially rich, meaning wealth not in use. The same way today you would talk about discovering gold in Kanyerere. This is a place that has been poor from time immemorial.
Yeah.
Without knowing that it has been very rich from time immemorial.
Yeah.
Okay? It has been rich from time immemorial. And this is why no one brings development. They convert potential into practical reality.
I like that.
So you should never think that there are people from Israel who have come, they have brought development. No one does that. You simply convert wealth not in use into wealth in use. So when you look at potential from the historical perspective, it is actually possible that your past learning, your past attitudes can keep you poor on top of potential. So I was talking about the Bible. When God made man, he was actually injecting into the cosmos a being whose responsibility is to convert potential into practice. And that is why the Bible says, God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over all creeping creatures, and over all the earth. Now, when you look at dominion, which is rulership, in essence, you are discussing changing potential into useful energy. And that is why Genesis 2 verse 5 will tell you, at that time there had been no rain, and God had not caused any trees to grow. You know the reason? Because there was no man
To manage them.
to work it. There was no man to work it. So in other words, everything else can be excused to be in potential form except man.
Now, that is where, now you've tickled my this is the direction I wanted us to take. Because man has had to live life and die without ever experiencing who they were called for. Because I believe that God has had to place, a lot of things in every human being that is born. When you read Ephesians chapter 1, actually God says that we are born loaded.
Yes.
And so when we are born loaded, we need to offload to the world so that we can make a difference in the world. But then you find that people come on earth, they are born and they live 60 years without ever having to do anything and die and never offload.
Exactly.
So for you, how can we activate our potential?
Exactly. Brilliant question. Now, when you look at the commandment given to man at being created, it was have dominion. That's the ultimate. Replenish the earth. To replenish means to make it better, to refill, to put back whatever you have used. Subdue the earth. To subdue means to have total control. In other words, to make the earth do for you whatever you want it to do for you. Now, this is where you find me very uncomfortable when you tell me pray about everything. Because I'm not going to pray for things where I've already been given power to do. Because what I know about God, the Creator, is that He does not do for human beings what He has already given them power to do for themselves. Okay? And so that leads us to the big question you have asked. So, how do we unravel this? How do we unravel? The first thing that I would want us to understand is that the power of anything lies in its make.
Okay.
So, if you have been asked to subdue the earth, to replenish the earth, it means that in you there is already power to achieve that. You don't have to go outside yourself to achieve that. Okay? The power of anything lies in its make. So the first thing that human beings must appreciate is that we are powerful. We are extremely powerful. Not by conversion, but by make.
No.
Right? You've got to understand that we are powerful not by conversion, but by make. In other words, I don't have to be a Christian to subdue the earth. I don't have to be a Muslim to subdue the earth, because what I am originally, before you attract me to your religion, I am already powerful.
Of course,
By make.
I think you're answering my next question.
But I haven't even answered your first one. I haven't even answered your first one. I wanted to drive on and move to how powerful you are by make.
Okay, let me
can
add
combine
to
the
the question.
questions.
Yes,
Yes.
because you are bringing issues to do with identity, and so for me, what has identity? Has it got to do with? Has it got identity? Has it got to do with anything that has made us human beings not to unravel potential?
Look, when you bring in the issue of identity, again, you are bringing another very huge subject.
Yes, but just for this, I
Why?
know we'll have another.
Here's the reason. Look, your greatest challenge as a human being is when someone distorts your originality.
Yeah.
Okay? Your challenge as a human being is when someone distorts your originality. And sometimes it gets distorted through what looks good. Meanwhile, people think they are getting you out of light, out of darkness into light, when they're actually removing you from light and dropping you into darkness. Just because the majority are in that darkness does not make them right. Okay? So, I was talking about this thing that God has put in us. Okay? And it's easy to know. What is it that makes people succeed? You know, and for the sake of our listeners, I'm going to mention that you seated there listening to this, you should know that in that body of yours, all the power needed to transform potential into useful practicality is loaded in you. You don't need to be converted to be made something else. There is already so much power in you. And the question you could be asking is, how do you say that? And I'll tell you. The definition of your make tells us you are beyond what we see. Because the Creator says, if you're using the Bible, let us make man in our image, part 1. In our image, part 1, meaning appearance, to look like, to resemble. Then it says, after our likeness. That's a different area. Part 2, you have characteristics of this God. Okay? So your image is only useful because it makes you acceptable among your fellow human beings. When you walk into a room and they see a head, they see a nose, they see eyes, they immediately accept you because the image is a passport for entry. But it does not make you convert potential to reality. What makes you convert potential into reality is the likeness, the characteristics.
Okay.
That's where the abilities are. Okay? So the question you could be asking is, so what are these abilities that man has been given to convert potential into practical reality? I want us to understand, and basically for those that are of Christian persuasion or Bible believers, you will understand that in the creation story, God made a human being using dust. But this thing was just lying there. It could not do anything. It could not talk. It could not think. It had no contribution to make to the world. Until God breathed into this being the breath of life. And the Bible says man became a living soul. And so one of the reasons we do these podcasts is because the process of becoming does not end.
Yeah.
You know, the process of becoming does not end. You need to continuously become. Okay? So man became. In other words, we are saying God created a container and put content into it. So God created a container, which is your body, and put content into it. And we must be more worried about the content
Than the content.
than the container. You know, because if you walk into a shop and say, give me a bottle of Coca-Cola.
So where does potential lie? It's in the content or in the container?
Potential is in the environment. And
Not in the human being.
in the human being, content can be potential.
No, try.
Right?
No.
In
Try.
the-
I
in
want you
the-
to distinguish
in
that
the-
because,
okay,
because
look,
you're going to
look.
confuse
All right, now-
me and confuse our viewers.
Let me make it easy.
Look, what you're saying is it this what you're saying? Like, there's no potential in a human being,
There is.
or the potential is just in the environment?
It is both.
Can you
In
please-
the environment,
Can you please elaborate?
let me elaborate that. If you have good land, good soil, with water passing, you have potential to grow food. Until you till that land, it will remain potential. So that's environmentally. Let's talk about the container content issue.
Yeah.
If you are thirsty and you get to a shop and say, can I have a bottle of Coca-Cola? While the Coca-Cola remains on the shelf, it does not quench your thirst. You understand, eh? As long as that Coca-Cola remains on the shelf, it does not quench your thirst, but it has potential to quench your thirst. So you as a human being, if you are going to keep these abilities not in use, it means that as a human being, you have potential. So you are adding no value to your life. You are adding no value to the environment because the capabilities, the abilities to do things have been kept in you. And I wanted to move quickly and say, people will be asking, but what are those abilities? You know, what is it that changes worlds? You know, and as Build Zambia, our focus is change of Zambia.
Yeah.
And this change of Zambia
We're getting to there, but I want us
must begin
because
with individuals.
The people, yeah.
Exactly. So the very first thing that you realize human beings have been given is the ability to focus. The ability to focus. And I'll tell you, it sounds very easy when I'm speaking here and say the ability to focus. It is actually the toughest job for a human being because there is so much noise around you and there's a lot of noise outside you, which makes it very difficult to be decided where your energy will be spent. Back to energy. Okay? When you look at it from the godly perspective, it is called oneness. You know, this is where you see God coming in and saying, let us make man in our image. Now, our is plural form.
Yeah.
So how many images will this man have? It's one image. You see Jesus coming to earth and saying, if you have seen me, you have seen the Father, because my Father and I are one. Now, this oneness aspect has also been transferred into human beings, meaning when a human being focuses, they achieve. I'll give you an example.
Is that your way of explaining how to make potential in a practical way?
Step number one, focus. I'll give you an example. Think about it. We know the moon Then a group of people says, we must travel to the moon. Do you think people thought that was normal? But I'll tell you that the people who did that put their energies together and focused on one thing. Before the turn of this century, an American must land on the moon.
I think you've given the most, it's the most practical example. I like that one because
Focus.
the only one who knows
Yeah.
what you have in your body is the manufacturer.
Exactly.
So if God is the one to, actuate your potential, then he needs consultation. So then, how many people know what to do on how they can activate their potential?
So I begin with step number one.
Yeah.
The question we should be struggling with is how many people are able to focus on one thing. I'll give you an example. We are Build Zambia. What is our focus? Transform this country into first world status by 2064. We need to put our energy behind this. Now I can tell you, if the 19 plus million Zambians came together and said, all right, forget politics, forget unnecessary debates, let us all make Zambia first world. Do you know that we'll achieve it before
In 1 year.
2064?
In 1 year, that can be achieved.
So what is stopping us?
Oneness.
Oneness. That is stopping us. Because you have these two gentlemen with the other 1 million plus followers, and the rest of the country remains unconcerned. And you hear the language. You have a good vision. Huh? You guys have a good vision. The question is, why do I want Zambia to be first world? Is it for me?
Me or for the country?
So you see the power of oneness.
So what can help us turn around this nation to become one?
Have you read Genesis 11? Yes. Beautiful story. The whole earth was one language and one speech. And the people said, come, let us build a city and a tower whose top must reach heaven. And they had stone for brick and slime for mortar, and they started building. What is repeated there is that the attainment of the goal was dependent on the strength of oneness.
Yeah.
You know, we can do everything in this country. Choose leaders, change political parties, change presidents. As long as Zambians don't get to a common denominator, what do we want as a country? The agenda will be very difficult to reach. Look, if we all agreed as a country and said, year number one, food security. Every Zambian must grow food. Year number two, improvement of infrastructure in your community. Roads and everything. Every Zambian does that. Look, China, where people have not been converted,
Yes.
has thrived on oneness. You know, if you read Chairman Mao's books and the theology of Chairman Mao, he successfully made people one. If you look at the history of India, how Gandhi, a man without money, moved the whole country in unison to reject colonialism. Oneness won the battle. So in essence, we are saying to convert potential into practical reality, oneness is mark number one. The next thing that God has put in us, I see you want us to go back to oneness, is that he has given us what we call the power of creativity. We as human beings are created by God. But this God said, in our image, after our likeness, meaning, let these also be creative. Now I'll tell you, you can never convert potential into practical reality if you don't push your mind into innovation. The richest people in the world are not the muscle men, men that spend time in the gym building flesh. Okay.
Should we stop exercise?
The people, I'm not stopping you from exercising. Okay.
They want six pack.
The greatest people that have changed this world are people that have invested in creativity.
Yeah.
You know?
True that.
Today, human beings fly faster than birds because using creativity, people created an aeroplane. Today, people swim to further places than sharks and whales because using creativity, someone created a ship. Today, we talk to people that are millions of miles away because using creativity, they created a cell phone.
Yeah.
Today, you withdraw money from a bank in the middle of the night with no person inside the building because using creativity, someone created ATM, teller machine, and whatever it is. Today, medicine has advanced. A heart can be removed from a body, be worked on while the person has been plugged to a charger and put it back, and the person lives. Now, I'm not asking people to be that sophisticated. I am saying, if you cannot create something no one has ever created, at least you can copy. You know?
So, yeah.
At least you can copy. And today we are seeing franchises. How many countries are making Toyota? Japanese technology. It's all over the world today. South Africa is doing very well. So creativity simply means, all right, I can also use my innate capacity, which is potential, convert it into practical reality, use resources God gave us, and I can make shoes.
Probably let me rephrase my question. How do you know that you have potential?
You don't even need to ask if you have potential.
Yeah,
The
because
fact that you're a human being who yearns for progress is a sign there's something inside you which is complaining.
but we don't know that we have potential.
Well,
So how do we know? I want you to help us know that we have potential, because that's the biggest challenge. Because people are born. Look, I'll give you an example. I don't have to blame the education system. I don't have to blame the politicians or blame anybody or even God.
Yeah.
I am a person who has been born and I never activated my potential, meaning I learned nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worse off, the school system brought nothing. Society brought nothing. And I have to raise children and I teach them what?
Nothing. Exactly.
So I teach them nothing. And so generations and generations go like that.
Yeah.
So because look, I'll tell you what, the children, what they learn at school and what they learn from you as a father or as a mother, they grasp more of what they learn from you.
Exactly. They've been with me longer.
And you have nothing. You don't even know that you have potential.
Now, that's a challenge, especially for African societies. If you heard me from the beginning, I said you don't have to be converted. And I was serious about that. Why? Because if you look around as a discerning human being, you should be asking questions, Gigi. This plate in which I've put food was made by someone. This food I'm eating here was grown by someone. These clothes I'm wearing were made by someone. This house I'm in was built by someone. Just have some decency to ask. So what have I made?
Yes, because you're loaded.
You cannot be a statistic.
You just come and
You
die.
cannot be a number. You cannot be a state of matter, having weight and occupying space. There is something in you that you can contribute. I'll tell you. How did you know that you can treat people's disease using bum juice?
Because I thought about it.
Because you hate disease. And you didn't want to see people continuing suffering.
Yeah.
And you tapped into your potential
Potential.
to see how you can utilize
What I have in the environment.
what you have in the environment to bring medication to the sick. Now, this is the sickness of the majority of the people.
Yeah.
You cannot be in this world and consume what everyone else has made and never consume anything that has come from you. You can't. You are not on earth to just reproduce fellow human beings. That's not enough. Okay. That's not enough. That is not enough. Okay? So we have all this, and we're at different scales, different levels. When you and I are driving from Mpika to Lusaka, we stop over in Serenje to buy some kandoro from an elderly woman. That's conversion of innate energy into energy in use. You know, you reach Kapiri, you find a young lady selling popcorns. She doesn't need to invest a popcorn maker. She's simply converting her potential into someone who can meet the needs of the hungry along the road. The idleness that we see in the country, number of people doing nothing, it is because we are not embarrassed of living in this world with no contribution to make.
Does potential pay your bills?
Potential doesn't.
Okay, let me put it this way. Does it mean that a lot of people are broke because they're on potential level?
Actually, every person who is broke, the first suspect.
Not really broke. Poverty. They live
The
in
first suspect
is they
is potential.
They haven't turned potential into practice.
The first suspect is potential. That's suspect number one. Generally, poor countries have the big number of citizens in potential.
Is that the reason why Zambia is poor?
You want to ask that question again and again?
Yes.
12 months in a year, let's look at our rural farmers who work very hard. They work for 3 months.
In 9 months.
So they convert energy into practical reality for 3 months. 9 months,
They're just seated.
they're sitting and eating. You'll never change your life. You'll never change your life. So you have a duty to keep converting potential into practical reality. So I was talking about creativity. The other thing which helps people unravel potential is something which is hidden in every human being. It is called the power of imagination. The power of imagination. Now I'll tell you, any human being who does not spend time imagining stagnates. Any human being who does not spend time imagining
Creating worlds in your head.
stagnates. Because by definition, imagination is creating imaginary worlds, creating the life that you want mentally. Now that injects potential. It makes potential jump. Because if you sit and say, I don't like this bed where I sleep. I just hate these blankets. Then you move to imagination. I would be so happy if I got myself a king-size bed, which I saw in China Mall. I would be so happy if I got a 12-inch mattress that would relieve me from these perpetual backaches. Now, that imagination leads you to raising questions. How?
Okay.
How? How do I get to that next level? So all people that have developed, people that have given us the comforts that we enjoy, came from a painful environment where what would bring comfort was not available. But they created it in the imagination.
Okay.
Today we talk digitization. And people are making money out of imagination. Think about Yango. Someone just sat down and said, look, it's painful to look for a taxi in the night. You know, it's tough. You don't even know if what is coming is a taxi or not. So why don't we create an app? And the phones are already there. Put this app on the phone and you can actually communicate with a driver who is connected to this network. Today,
Imagination.
there's been a relief. And it all is a child of imagination. So if you are talking about Zambia's transformation, Zambia's change, we need to create a community that spends time imagining. And that is why when you were talking about education, one of the greatest pains that I have is that the school system provides no space.
I know.
for imagination.
We'll come to that one day, fully packed. But I want to talk about Build Zambia. Build Zambia has a vision.
Yeah.
And we have imagined ourselves to be a first world nation by 2064.
Yeah.
What if the country bought into this vision? What if everyone thought about this? What if all of us came together and said, look, this is possible and it can be done? Don't you think we can achieve this?
Like you said, we would achieve it much earlier. And the thing is, Build Zambia 2064 is imagining a first world country by 2064. And what is in our imagination? People are living in decent houses. People are accessing good health. They have water and sanitation facilities. People are having disposable income. They are living in an environment where they can make money for entertainment, to please the senses. Now, who doesn't want this? Everyone wants it. So if we drove this agenda into the minds of every Zambian, do you know that we are going to relegate a lot of things that keep us busy, or actually eliminate them, including over politicization of the country? Because the question we'll be asking now is, this thing that you have brought, how does it help us become first world? Okay. This program that you have brought, how does it help us become first world? I can tell you, next year is election year. If Zambians held rallies to discuss national transformation, and not which MP has a better nose to win this election, we would actually move, would change this country. So the power of imagination. If you go to the story of the Tower of Babel, you will realize that what was in the minds of those men who had no university degrees was to imagine a city and a tower in a plane. The Bible says they were in a plane, but they were able to see it. They were able to visualize it. You see, the power of imagination is such that if you create concrete images of the life you want in your mind, it becomes easier to convert them into physical realities. Okay? So if you are going to have a situation where people never think about what can be, we are in trouble. And that is where the Build Zambia 2064 dream becomes a tough dream, because it is not just about how much CDF should be. No. It is about the images in the minds of the people. Think about the people in the wetlands of Luapula. If the whole village imagined a new form of fish farming through fish farms, then the money will be diverted to digging ponds. You know? President Ijirema imagined that Zambia can export beef. He imagined that Zambia can export beef. All of a sudden, have you realized how many people are going into beef production? It's born out of imagination. It is born out of imagination. Someone just believes this is doable.
So,
you know?
Oneness is an activator of potential.
Exactly.
The second one is creativity, which is another factor for activation. Then we have imagination. Is there another one?
The fourth element, and it's a critical element, and I love to line them up that way. The fourth element is the power we have been given. It's the power of goal setting.
Goal setting.
The power of goal setting. I'll tell you.
Of course, you need a target.
Life is about targets. Now, you are saying, of course, you need a target, but I can challenge you. Walk on the street and find out how many people have goals. You will be shocked that people believe in waking up and prepare for tomorrow to look after itself.
Mm.
You know, we are now coming to the end of the year 2025.
No, but I think it's the question that has not been answered of why was I born.
Purpose.
Probably we'll come and discuss purpose on another
Purpose.
day.
Purpose.
But for
Purpose.
now, people don't have a destination. They don't have a goal in end. They don't see themselves living any other life apart from what my father lived.
So the big question is, if you don't have a goal, give me one good reason why you are waking up.
Then die.
Okay. If you don't have a goal, just give me one reason
It's a tough one.
where you're waking up. Okay. So goal setting is one of those things that God gave us. Okay. Because motivation, inspiration, drive is born out of a goal. I'll tell you, every worthwhile celebration is an indicator of an achieved goal.
I like that.
Now, here's a problem. If you find yourself celebrating Christmas, which you never participated to bring, if you find yourself excited about Youth Day, Independence Day, Women's Day, which you never participated to bring, there's something missing in your life. There has to be personalized celebration, which indicates achievement of personal goals.
Yeah.
Look, if you live in my village in Mungule and all your life you have been walking to wherever you are needed, and you just tell yourself, this year I'm planting a special portion of groundnuts for the sole purpose of buying a motorbike or even a bicycle, and you plant that portion. You weed it, you harvest, you sell. The day you get into Lusaka and go back home with a bicycle, the whole community will be so shocked why you are so happy. Because they don't understand what you have achieved.
Yeah.
It's a personal achievement. It is something you have set out to do.
I think we need personal goals. What could be the last point you can give us? I think 5 is enough for
5 is okay. And actually, there are 5. The last point in terms of converting potential into practical reality is the ability to work.
Action.
The ability to work. You know, we are created for action.
Yeah.
That's what we are created for. So keep your mind on one thing you want to achieve, whether it's to write a book. Keep your mind on that. Be creative to collect whatever information you need to make this dream come true. Imagine attainment of that thing you have decided to achieve. Set a goal on when you are going to achieve it and get to work.
Now, I have a problem on the work, on the action parts. When we travel in this country, there's a tendency of countrymen and women building their houses along the road. So as they build their houses along the road, you tend to see them as you pass.
Yeah.
And you can have a 350-kilometer stretch, and people are in their houses and they are seated, like literally seated, watching cars passing in the road.
Yeah.
You pass this village, they're all seated, and there they're all seated. And this is 10 hours. This is 14 hours. When do we expect a country like Zambia to act on whatever we have intended to act on?
If we remain in that position, we'll keep potential. And I'll tell you, we have had an opportunity to go to other countries. The countries we admire, Germany, Dubai. I'll give you an example of Germany. In 1992-93, there was a very good friend of mine, of course, my big brother, Samuel Mianda. He was an MP for Matero. Him and his colleagues went to Germany to visit, to learn, like we always love to do. Let's go and learn and come back and tell stories and continue with potential. Okay. So they went to Germany. And they visited a factory that was making watches, clocks, watches. You know, Nkoroko yako German. And the guys were filled with awe. Wow. See how the watches are coming out. And there was an elderly German man who was following them. He looked at them and asked them, folks, where are you from? He said, oh, from Africa. We're from Zambia. So you enjoy what you're seeing? And they said, yes. You know what he told them? We did it ourselves. We did it ourselves.
Yeah.
Then they moved to a cloth factory and they saw suits. This yarn is coming, the cotton is coming, it's cut into pieces. It's next, there's a suit at the end of the line. And the same old man arrived. And he says, you are enjoying what you're seeing? Yes. And then he said, we did it ourselves. Look, every normal country must be ashamed of being donor dependent.
That's a subject for another day.
I've used the word normal.
Yes.
Every normal country. And here I'm talking about all normal citizens must be ashamed of being donor dependent. Because can I tell you something as I close? There are a few living things that have the right to depend on others.
Yeah.
Can I give you examples? Lice, ticks. Okay. These have the right to depend on others. Don't come to me
because they are parasites.
Don't come to me in the shape of a human being and bring with you the characteristics of a parasite.
Anyway, don't binge in our It's very important that we continue with our discussion. I'm glad that you joined us. With Doc, we can go on and on and on. But for today, we will end there. And thank you for watching. Stay tuned.